I.S.U.P.K.
The book of John, chapter 8 and 31. Then Jesus said to those Jews which believed on him. Christ was about separation, man. He was talking to the Jews. He wasn't speaking to the whole world. He wasn't talking to every nation on the face of the earth. He's talking to one family. And he said the Jews were given the laws. Right. So you know that these men were righteous. They were striving to be perfect as Christ was. He taught to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Unlike your filthy pastor who's telling you that the laws are done away with. The laws were nailed to the Christ with cross. That's nonsense, man. That's absolute nonsense. Show me in here where it says that. Tithing is a part of the law, according to the book of Malachi, right? He ain't do away with that law. T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar, they ain't do away with tithing. But they'll teach you to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You can put whatever in your mouth, right? Pause, Salakia, double one, Officer double one. All right, continue, brother. If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. Right, we have to continue in the word of the example that Christ set. Like I said, he taught us, he taught to keep the laws. Christ taught what the prophets before him taught. He taught what was written of old, man. And that's what we do. We go into the Bible. That's why we're in the Old Testament. We're in the New Testament right now, John, but we go into the Old Testament and we teach you the law, statutes, commandments.
That's right.
You gotta understand, man, it's time for you to separate. If you're so-called black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, when we talk about separation, man, it's just basically removing your spirit from this place.
Right.
We've been brainwashed. We have this attachment to America, and I do not understand why. It's like we're gluttons for punishment, man. We're in an abusive relationship with America, and we continue to seek love from America. And they continue to give us their backside to kiss. They continue to keep us on the bottom. And nothing's going to change. You see how they stormed the Capitol? You know why they stormed the Capitol? Because they understand the difference between you and them.
Right.
They know that we're God's chosen. They know that you are not supposed to be on the bottom. But they're going to do everything in their power to maintain that power, to maintain that control.
That's right.
To continue to deceive you. Y'all worried about Sleepy Joe? His name should be Creepy Joe.
Right.
His name should be Creepy Joe. I seen how he was groping prepubescent adolescent children. Google it. They got all sorts of videos of him touching little girls on camera, man. And you got the nerve to think there's a difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. There is no difference.
That's right.
They're both devils. They're
right.
both wicked and evil. And they both don't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
That's right.
You got to understand in this last election, man, Trump got 47% of the popular vote. That's damn near 50%. Of course America's divided. They've always been divided.
Right.
You got Democrats versus Republicans. The North versus the South, right? Left wing versus the right wing, whatever. There's nothing changing in America, man. It's time for you to wake up from that dream. Or wake up from this nightmare. Martin Luther King's nightmare.
Right.
All right. This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right. The leader of the so-called free world is a rapist. He's a robber. He's a murderer. Donald Trump taught y'all to do what? Grab him by the what? Grab him by the box, right? That was the leader of the free world.
Right.
He had the highest office in the world. The strongest military backing him, backing his position, backing his judgment. And this is who you put in your office as your leader. It's time for you to separate black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman, and child. Donald Trump was a murderer. So is Joe Biden. He's a murderer too.
Right.
You know? Not only is he a thief, they followed in the tradition of their forefathers, man. We talk about Indian killing heroes like Daniel Boone and Davy Crockett.
Right.
They got statues erected to them in every city in the South. All throughout Kentucky, you can't even go to the western part of North Carolina without seeing their influence. And you know what they did? They came in and they killed the Native Indian.
Right.
They raped, robbed, and murdered.
Right.
What's the difference today? We're learning how to be rapists, robbers, and murderers because we are joined to them.
Right.
We are joining them in this place. And it's time for us to separate, man.
Damn right.
Drop that, man, and go to Deuteronomy 7:6, man. Salakia, go to Deuteronomy 4:2. So you got to understand what the truth is, man. I got a definition of what the truth is. Truth is defined as that which is true or in accordance with fact or reality. The facts of the matter is the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are on the bottom. And we're going to continue to be on the bottom as long as we continue to subscribe to the false ideology of Christianity.
Right.
Christianity is white supremacy.
That's right.
Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. One of the devils, Mark Twain, y'all glorify Mark Twain, right? You believe what he said, right? Well, he said the cure for Christianity is reading the Bible. And that's what we're doing right here. We're bringing it out. We're getting it out of the scriptures. Read, brother.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I could... Kind of one kind.
You too up, sir.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations.
Salakia. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are scattered. The nation of Israel was scattered throughout the earth, man. You can find niggas in the South Pacific. You can find niggas in Europe. You can find blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in North America, Central America, South America, all over, man. We were scattered, and that's a part of the curses that befell us because of our disobedience.
Right.
Unlike your Christian pastor, we out here, we teaching you to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, just as Christ did, just as the prophets did before him. It's time for us to get back to our Father, man. That's your identity. That's the special thing about the law. It gives us our identity. Instead of us being identified as African Americans, newsflash, you ain't an African if you're a so-called Negro in America.
That's right.
Africans sold Negroes into slavery. There's a big difference. We just saw a video about some filthy Hamite saying, oh, no, brother. Right. We not the same.
Right.
We not the same people, man.
Right.
We don't do what you do. You're right, we wear deodorant.
That's right. Right.
We know how to bathe. We know that a chimpanzee is unlawful.
Right.
You won't catch us eating no monkey meat. Pause.
Right.
Good night, man.
Kind of one kind. And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen.
We're the minorities here in America, man. We're left few in number because of us being scattered. You have to understand there is strength in numbers. The so-called oppressor knows that. He teaches that the military that. United we stand, divided we fall, right? The Lord knew that our strength is in us coming together, man. What was it? Zephaniah 2:1. Give me Zephaniah 2:1. Right. The scriptures call for us to come together, man. That's what we're doing in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander General Yahanna. He's the only one telling so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to gather yourselves together, man. Nobody else on the earth is teaching that. You're not going to find this in a Christian church. They want to join you to a filthy heathen. They want to join you to an oppressor. They want to join you to an enemy, man. You didn't know we had enemies, did you? If you go back in the book of Deuteronomy, go to Deuteronomy 28:68. It talks about the enemies of our people We were sold unto them for bondmen and bondwomen, man. Read that for me, brother.
GEN.YAHANNA, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
What?
Gather yourselves together.
No, be separate.
Together.
No, start your own Israelite group.
Together.
Wear fringes at the bottom of your t-shirt.
Gather yourselves together. O nation not desired.
Right. Zephaniah is telling us to gather ourselves together, man. We got to come together. The way that we come together is by identifying who our brother is and who the enemy is.
Right.
Christianity has us weakened, man. Has us brainwashed into believing that God loves everybody. And that's a lie. That is a lie. God does not love everybody. The Bible says, for Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, man. Who is Esau? Esau is the oppressor, man. The oppressor that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
He's the one teaching lies to our people. He's the reason why there's drugs in our communities, man. It's the reason why there's a line at every abortion clinic with our sisters murdering their children.
What?
Murdering the unborn. We curse from the womb, man. It's time for us to wake up in this place, man. Wake up and separate. Read that one more time, brother.
GEN.YAHANNA, this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. We are not desired in this place unless we're serving. We're not desired in this place unless we are serving the oppressor, man. We're not in a position of authority anywhere. You see that. They talking about Kamala Harris is the first black female vice president, and that's a lie. She ain't black, man. She's not a so-called Negro. Her people have never endured the oppression that we've endured in this place. Our people went into slavery. Hers owned the slaves.
Right.
Man, I got her genealogy written down here. Hold tight.
Right.
All right, we're going to talk about Kamala Devi Harris. Kamala D-E-V-I, if they left off the L. Kamala Devi Harris. I looked up what the word Devi meant, man. It means goddess. Her people named her a goddess, man. They put deity into her. And it's a damn shame because our women, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, are worshiping her like she's some deity.
Right.
And there's nothing great about her or what she's done, man.
Right.
Nothing at all. She's an absolute heathen.
We want no cowards in